It's Monday, January 25th, and you're watching The Great Lost Rewatch. Today we're talking about Whatever Happened, Happened. Actually, to start off this video, I'd like to rewind. I owe an apology to the episode He's Are You because when I was watching it when it was first airing on television, I thought it was kind of stupid. We knew he was obviously not going to shoot little Ben because we saw Ben in the future. And I was just so shocked and stunned, and I owe a huge apology to that episode. Right, whatever happened, happened. This is a Kate flashback. We first join her right after the Oceanic Six are rescued, and she goes to visit Cassidy to fulfill her promise to Sawyer. Kate explains the whole situation to Cassidy, and Cassidy's thought is that Sawyer jumped out of the helicopter not to save everybody, but because he was scared of what would happen with Kate if they got rescued. Kate takes Aaron to a grocery store because he's thirsty, and she loses him. She then sees him with this woman who looks an awful lot like Claire. She goes to visit Cassidy again, and she explains that when Aaron disappeared, yes, she was scared, but she wasn't surprised. Like, she was expecting someone to take him. Why is that? And Cassidy says, well, it's because you took him, Kate. Kate realizes that she didn't adopt Aaron so much because she wanted to protect him and look over him as much as she needed him to be with her because Sawyer left this kind of gaping hole in her heart. Then Kate goes to the hotel where Claire's mom is staying, tells Claire's mom the absolute truth. She gives Aaron to Claire's mom and says, I'm going back to the island to look for your daughter. And then in a very sad scene, she says goodbye to Aaron.
Bye, baby.
For me, this whole storyline was much more effective the second time around. When I first saw it, I thought it was kind of dumb because Kate was just so distraught and destroyed when we saw her in Jack's apartment in 316. And I was thinking something terrible happened with Aaron and I wanted to know what it is. But the simple fact that she just gave him away, I was like, really? It seemed a little anticlimactic the first time. On the island, Jin brings back little Ben, who is still alive but in very poor condition. Miles has Jack, Kate, and Hurley under a sort of house arrest so that none of the other Dharma Initiative members can talk to them and get suspicious because they all know that whoever let Saeed out is part of the Dharma Initiative. Hurley and Miles start their conversation about time travel.
Checking to see if I'm disappearing.
What?
Back to the future, man.
Juliet says to Sawyer that Ben needs a proper surgeon, so Sawyer goes to get Jack and say, you know, if you don't help Jack, this kid's gonna die. And Jack is like, I have done this before. I'm not doing this again. Kate is not thrilled with Jack's decision at all.
I like the old you.
You didn't like the old me, Kate.
Jack says, I came back because it was my destiny. I'm supposed to come back. I don't know why that is yet, but I'm supposed to be here. Kate goes to donate blood to Ben, and Roger Linus is also there, and he feels incredibly guilty. That is also another clue that this is not necessarily what has always happened in the past, because when we saw Roger Linus in the future in season 3 when Ben killed him, he didn't seem so apologetic for his behavior then. Hurley and Miles are still in the midst of their time travel talk.
Time isn't a straight line for us anymore. Our experiences in the past and the future occurred before these experiences right now.
Say that again?
I think it's hysterical. I mean, the writers put this in there on purpose because they knew that fans would be having this exact same conversation. Hurley makes an excellent point about Ben.
Why wouldn't he remember getting shot by that same guy when he was a kid?
Huh. Hadn't thought of that.
Juliet suggests that maybe the others could help him. Kate steals a Dharma van and heads to the boundary line, and Sawyer is not too far behind to help her. Kate also tells Sawyer about Cassidy's theory as to why he jumped out of the helicopter. I was not fit to be your boyfriend, Kate, any more than I was fit to be that little girl's dad. Sawyer's done a lot of growing up in the past 3 years. I think we can all agree that season 5 Sawyer is pretty awesome. Richard agrees to save Ben's life, but says that there are conditions. First off, he will forget everything that's happened to him, which would explain why future Ben would not recognize Saeed as the man who shot him. Secondly, his innocence will be gone. He will always be an other. When you're a Jet all the way. Richard takes Ben to the temple that we were last at with Rousseau and her crew in 1988. Then we're in 2007. Ben is still there. He didn't disappear or anything, and he wakes up, and next to his bed is John Locke.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
And that's where we're going to leave it today, in the land of the living. Liz, you're talking about Dead is Dead tomorrow, so I'll see you then.
We're gonna need to watch that again.